Hi, I'm Steve, and it's my weight loss journey. So, it's Friday the 16th of April, and just want to give you a quick recap of what I've been up to this week. I played football on Friday, which was good, although a little painful, because I suffered a little bit of a recurrence of the knee injury that I suffered back in September. But I did at least manage to run it off this time, so it wasn't as bad as it could have been. And along with everyone else in the country, I was back to the gym on Monday, which was helpful. So I've been a couple of times, and I'm still doing the couch to 5k. Although admittedly most of the running for that I'm now doing in the treadmill at the gym rather than out and about, just because it's easier and more convenient, and I don't have to worry about the weather. My hourly steps that I've been mentioned previously have taken a bit of a back door lately, just because with football and the gym and everything else, it's just getting a bit too much and it's getting a bit too exhausting. But I'm sure we'll carry it on at some point, but for now it's gone on the back burner. Anyway, I weighed myself this morning. I'm now 18 stone 11 pounds, so that's 2 pounds down from last week, so that's a good result. I will admit I've not been the most disciplined this last week food wise, which does make me wonder how much more weight I might have lost if I had been a bit more restrained. But I'm still making progress, so I'm not going to beat myself up too much about that. And to be fair, I checked my Fitbit this morning, and I'm actually making quite a steady progress graph in terms of where I started out and where I'm going. Obviously, it's been a little bit up and down in places, but the overall general curve has been on a steady scale. So I'm very happy with that. And that's probably the best way to go about losing weight, really, just to do it gradually, because more sustainable. Well, hopefully anyway. So one thing I did want to talk about this week is fat shaming. This is nothing new, but it is something that's been on my mind for a while. Now, I've mentioned before about body positivity, and it doesn't work for me. Personally, I don't want to feel good about the way I look. I want to feel bad about the way I look because that's what spurs me on to keep making progress and to better myself. But that's just me personally. I wouldn't put it on anybody else, and I wouldn't judge anybody else for the way they look. If someone weighs more than I do and they're happy with it, then, I'll power to them. And that's everyone's personal choice as to whether they use that as a spurring on or whether they just want to be content with who they are. But it's a disturbing thing, really, because we live in a country that is absolutely rife with racism and sexism and homophobia and transphobia and so many other things that are wrong with it. But of all them things, there is at least a public consciousness that something has to be done about it, that it is a problem that has to be addressed. And don't get me wrong, all of them are a long way off from being resolved. Racism in particular seems to have gone absolutely insane in this country the last couple of years or so. Maybe it's because people are just going a bit mad over lockdown, maybe it's just Brexit, who knows, maybe it's both. But as I said, at least there is a public consciousness that it has to be addressed, and there are enough people out there with the right mindset to want to actually make the world a better place about it. But when it comes to being overweight, there does seem to be a strange kind of social acceptance of stigmatising it. Like fat people deserve to be verbally abused and made to feel worthless. And that's, like I said, it's very disturbing. Unfortunately, I don't know what the answer is to this, but I do think the world as a whole needs to just generally be a bit less horrible and scumbaggish to each other. But to be honest, social equality and some of the things that are working towards social equality now would have been unthinkable only a few years ago. So there's always hope for the future. That's what I'm sticking with anyway. Anyway, that's all. Keep tuned and hopefully see you next time. Bye!